Hey, what's up guys? This is Jeff with Gamestork, and is Injustice 2 coming to the Nintendo Switch?
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.
Injustice 2 just launched, but the Nintendo Switch version is noticeably absent from the list of platforms in which this thing came out on. Set sometime after the events of the first Injustice, the sequel to the comic book fighting game allows players to assume control of a total of 28, with more on the way, heroes and villains of the DC Comics roster. Now, there have been a lot of hype leading up to this title, but what about the PC, and what about the Nintendo Switch, and people who own those consoles and want to play this game? Well, let's take a look at something that may give us a little bit of hope. It's the fact that Ed Boon, creative director of NetherRealm Studios, made it seem like one day there would be a Switch version. Back in March, he tweeted out some polls asking players questions regarding the Nintendo Switch. As you see in the first poll, it just says the word which, and it has Nintendo Switch and the Vita, and as you can see, 60% of the people who polled said they wanted this on the Nintendo Switch. Now, it's worth noting that Injustice did end up making its way to the PlayStation Vita. Boon could have been gauging the interest of Nintendo's newest handheld console hybrid through this poll. The next day, he followed up with the first poll with another asking players how they use their Switch. Now, the PS Vita is not receiving the sequel, at least not yet. For those who have or are getting a Nintendo Switch, as you see, how will you play it? 43% said mainly as a handheld, and 57% said mainly as a console or on the TV. So it seems like Boon is at least interested in the Nintendo Switch version. The first Injustice received the Wii U release, so NetherRealm Studios is no stranger to releasing games on Nintendo consoles. This game was likely in development long before the Switch was announced, so it's possible it was too late to get a reasonable version, or a respectable version at that, running on Nintendo's newest hardware. Mortal Kombat games have appeared on Nintendo consoles in the past, so it's definitely possible that we're getting a Nintendo Switch version in the future. But, mind you, this has not happened since Mortal Kombat Armageddon in 2007. Now, Hori has posted the Real Arcade Pro V Hayabusa, which is a fight stick for the Nintendo Switch that is looking to pave the way for future fighters to be on this console. And as we know, Street Fighter II is coming later this month. Now, a possible option is the Nintendo Switch receiving an Ultimate Edition of the game with all of the DLC packed in down the line, which we see a lot right now, specifically with games like Disgaea 5 and more. The Unlimited Edition of the first Injustice was how the game debuted on the PC, so it is possible that the second will debut on the Switch and PC in the same way. Now, this will give the developers more time to optimize the game for the Nintendo Switch's hardware, and it will give players a complete experience all at once. So, a not so happy possibility is that NetherRealm looked at the sales of the first Injustice on the Wii U, which was just under 200,000 copies sold, according to the VG charts, and thought it was not worth the time to release a Nintendo Switch version. Now, of course, the Wii U did end up, bombed as a whole, and its sales, and it looks like the Switch will end up being a much more successful. Time will tell, though. So, what do you guys think? Do you think the tweets mean anything? Would you buy a Nintendo Switch version? Be sure to let me know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing. And for all things in Nintendo Switch, hang right here at Gamestork. We'll see you next time.